Yeah. Yes. So
Yeah.
so let me ask you this then. So we're talking about processed foods and lack of fibers and so on. Let's shift it over to the calorie conversation. And there's been conversations about this where it's like, does the quality of calorie or the quantity of calorie matter? So let me ask you: is the amount of calories consumed more important than the quality of calories when it comes to weight loss or gain?
So, okay. So it all depends on the specific individual goal, right?
Okay.
But at the end of the day, the quality of the calories make
Mm-hmm.
a big difference, right? For example, if I have 100 calorie an apple that is 100 calorie,
Okay.
and I have a donut that is 100 calorie, or a cookie that's 100 calorie,
Okay.
the apple is more nutrient dense
Yes.
versus the the cookie or the donut.
Okay.
It's highly processed.
Mm-hmm.
It's empty calories pretty much over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the nutrients that's in the food that's gonna talk to the cell to for the cell to do the work.
Mm.
So it's not about just calories. Of course, we want to make sure that if we want to lose weight, we're gonna eat in a little deficit.
Okay.
But still, at the same time, we don't want to decrease our calories too much because our body need a certain amount of calories to function.
Mm-hmm.
Our body need um with our organs depends on the calories that we eat. Our brain depends on the calorie that we eat. Our muscles need calories. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
need a certain amount of calories based on our weight and our height,
Mm-hmm.
our on our goals. And it's the same. If someone is trying to say gain weight, of course you don't want to just eat like a lot of empty calories. You want to eat
Yeah.
nutrient dense calories
Mm-hmm.
to improve your health.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, you're just gonna, okay, you want to gain weight, so you're just gonna eat a bunch of junk. That's not beneficial to your health
Yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
True. True. True.
So it's nutrient dense. You want to eat whole and nutrient dense foods at the end of the day.
So so the gaining or losing weight is secondary to healthy, being healthy.
Right.
So yeah, okay, I get it. So if someone is so some folks are like, I just want to lose weight. 3,500 calories is roughly 1 pound of fat. Some people are like, oh, let me just go in a deficit. I'm gonna eat I'm gonna eat below my whatever the calculation is for me to maintain that weight. I'm gonna eat below calories and hope that I lose weight. But if you're not putting the proper nutrients in,
Right.
yes, you may lose weight, but what are you getting out of the process?
Right. And as I said, the foods that you eat, they're the ones that gotta talk to your cells to upregulate certain things or downregulate certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to, weight loss, let's talk about weight loss. When it comes to weight loss, you know, it's multifactorial. Some women struggle with PCOS,
What's that?
and PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Oh, okay.
And it's an hormonal imbalance. Some people it may affect. It affects different women different in different ways, right?
Okay.
So if someone say they have PCOS, just decreasing your calories is may not be enough,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
You have to have certain nutrients that the body needs based on your specific health history or your goal,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So it's just more than calories,
Mm-hmm.
right? If someone is trying to lose weight, okay, how is your stress level,
Mm-hmm.
right? Your stress increase your cortisol increase your body fat. How are you sleeping?
That's important.
If you're not sleeping and you have your satiety hormone, which is the leptin, and you have your hunger hormone, which is the ghrelin,
Mm-hmm.
if they're out of whack, it's gonna be hard for you to lose weight also.
Yes.
So those
Yes.
also your hormones play a major role
Mm.
when it comes to fat loss. It's not a cookie cutter thing. It's not a one size fit all thing. We have to focus on you know this person specific health need, and you know focus on like a personalized approach for for people. I feel like, if to be honest, if people would focus on like a personalized approach, what their specific body needs, then they'll have a much more better health outcome, instead of like trying to do what, say, Sue did to lose weight. Your genetic build, body composition is different from another person, so you
Very
have
true.
to focus on what you need.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And this is why, if anyone is having trouble with weight gain, weight loss, seeing a nutritionist, dietetic technician, it behooves them to do so.
Mm-hmm.
If someone is, and it's specific to that individual person,
Right.
but let's say someone is 5'5", approximately 220, a female. A female is 5'5", 220, and wants to drop down to 175 pounds. What would be one of the first actions you recommend to her in order to reach her goal?
All right, so I have to do an assessment of the individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
First question I'll most likely ask, what's their why? Like, why do you want to lose this weight?
Yeah.
At this, a specific time.
Okay.
Because you have to have a why, and when your why is big enough, when the hard time come, and you think about why do I need you think about the why.
Yeah.
It's gonna motivate you to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your why behind this
The
goal
weight
that you
loss,
have,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then I like to, as I mentioned earlier, everything is personalized when it comes to nutrition, fitness, what your lifestyle, like how is your you sleep. We're gonna go back to all of that. Your health history. Do you have any hormonal imbalances? Do you have any thyroid issue? Because all of that affects losing weight. Your stress level, and it take all of that, your lifestyle overall,
Yeah.
into account.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just not calories. But after doing a nutrition assessment on the individual, then one of the easiest thing that I like to practice is the plate method. When it comes to calories come later.
Okay.
Like, I like to take things in steps.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because I like to start with the easiest thing, so they kind of build healthier habits, and then build gradually build on a foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like to go with okay, you need you're X amount of pounds, you're this high, okay, you should just eat, say, 1,500 calories. I don't like to do that first. I like to work on the habits first, right? And then go from there. But I like to initiate the plate method with clients first. For example, you have a plate, like a divided plate, right? And you cut it down the half, cut it in half.
Okay.
And half of the plate should be non-starchy vegetables. For example, most likely that would be like lunch and dinner.
Okay.
So, or you could use the plate method, to be honest, at any time. But when we think about the major meals where you have like your veggies in there, most people will eat lunch and dinner. So you cut the plate down in half, and half the plate is non-starchy vegetables. You could either have, you split that in half. You have salad or cooked combined, and then you have 1/4 protein, and then the other 1/4 complex carbs with fiber. Or you could even make the protein a little bit larger and then the carbs a little bit smaller. But always, carbs should always be complex carbs with fiber, because you don't want the processed carbs without fiber. So you want the fiber to keep you satiated, and fill you up. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this: what type of relationship with food should a woman with family history of breast cancer have? And what foods should be avoided and what should be consumed?
All right. So in addition to food, we're gonna go back to the lifestyle. So we have to make sure that, okay, this person is like, what environment are they living in? What environment are they working in? You know, are they working in like a toxic environment? Which, if you think about it, simple, like toner from the printer. If you're inhaling like a lot of that fume, that could be toxic and even further increase your risk for, you know, problems, right? So we have to think about your lifestyle, you know, the environment that you're living in.
Okay.
Are you living in a moldy home? Right? So, you know, mold could increase your risk for, you know, cancer too.
Okay.
You know, a lot of,
so it's not just what you eat.
No.
This dry throat is destroying me. But
yeah, so it's not only what you eat. You know, your environment. Okay. You know, or you living in a toxic environment, that plays a role too. So that's, you know, one thing we gotta keep in mind. Okay. Right. Food wise, right? We gotta make sure that we're avoiding foods that are inflammatory, right? Okay. You know, as we mentioned earlier, the highly processed, say, meats, right?
So hot dogs aren't a good thing to eat.
You know what? Like, to be honest, okay, so if it's, say, summertime and you're having a barbecue. Okay. Fine. Okay. You have a hot dog, fine. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Right? Okay. But on a regular basis, you want to make sure that you're avoiding those processed meats. Okay, yes. The hot dog, the cold cuts, all of those stuff. You gotta make sure that you're avoiding them. Okay. You wanna make sure that, you know, alcohol you avoid or minimize usage. Definitely. You wanna make sure that your sugary food, sugary snacks, sugary drinks, you wanna make sure you avoid, because sugar could be very inflammatory, and sugar feeds inflammation, feeds cancer, right? Yes, so you want to avoid all of those things. Okay. You want to make sure that your diet is whole as much as possible. You're eating whole foods. Your diet should be very colorful, right? Okay. You want to make sure that you're eating foods that are rich in antioxidants, you're rich in polyphenols. And when you think about antioxidants and polyphenols, you think about colors, you think about the blueberries, you think about the purple potato, you think about beta carotene, in vitamin A, you know, in your squash, your sweet potatoes, your greens, your green leafy vegetables, your polyphenols, again, your green tea. Okay. You want to make your turmeric, your curcumin, or we call it curry. Yeah. You want to make sure that our herbs and our spices, or cardamom, you know, nutmeg, or like all of those spices, we need to build our plates or our meals with all of those good stuff. Okay. To fight inflammation, or grapes rich in resveratrol. We want to make sure that we're eating all of that good stuff. Okay. We want to make sure that we also, so glutathione is one of the master antioxidant. We want to make sure that we're boosting our diet, or supplementing it if possible. So those are some nutrients that would definitely need to be a part of that person's diet. Okay. Yeah.
So it's not only the diet, it's your surroundings.
Absolutely.
But the diet is a big part of it.
Yeah. So the diet play a major role, because you know, you can eat food that will turn on certain genes, right? Okay. Because that's what they do. Negatively. And then you can eat foods that will turn off. Right? So for example, if someone is probably expressing like a cancer gene, you could bulk or beef up your diet with with lots of vitamin C rich foods or supplement.
Okay.
Resveratrol from your grapes or a good supplement, or your purple foods, um, and your polyphenol rich foods, your green tea, your matcha, you gotta, your beef, all of those, you add all of those foods to your curcumin, as I said.
Okay.
And I don't know what curcumin is not good for, right? It's good for everything pretty much.
Yeah.
So you have all of those nutrients, and those can actually help to turn off certain genes that you may be expressing. And to be honest, like if someone say they have like a strong risk or family history of cancer, then you do like a DNA test to see what genes you're currently expressing, and then based on the DNA test, you could get a recommendation on what foods to consume on a regular basis.
That's good. DNA testing. That's important.
Yeah.
What I feel like, you gonna say?
And it's pretty, and to do like a DNA test, it's not expensive.
Okay.
There's a company called 3x4 Genetics. They're pretty good, and especially around the holiday time, they usually give like discounts if people want to get get their check their DNA.
So I can go there, figure out my DNA, and I could kind of get a guide of what foods I should be eating.
Personalized nutrition based on that. Because the thing is, like, it takes the guessing out, right?
Yeah.
So instead of saying, okay, you don't know what to eat, right? Or you want to just, as I say, you want to take the guessing out. You just get a DNA test done.
Nice.
And then it will personalize your nutrition.
Nice.
And it's just like, okay, for example, like nowadays that there is so much more support, like especially say in the integrative and functional area, there's like a lot of tests that you can get. I mean, insurance don't cover them, but they're not that expensive, right?
And it's worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, for example, if a woman is struggling with hormonal imbalance, they could do something called a Dutch test that could, give you useful insight on what's going on within you.
Gotcha.
And you can get a personalized plan based on that. If someone is struggling with really bad digestive issue, they could do something called the GI map test and see, what your microbial diversity look like and what they're producing.
Okay, I like that.
So, there are tests out there that really take out the guess.
That makes it easier. Why guess when you can know?
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
And also believe that there is a food for every ailment.
Oh yeah.
Don't and I'm not against people who are like, okay, let me go to a doctor for this, doctor for that. But I feel like there's a food for every ailment.
Absolutely.
Feed your body right, just how we were speaking about the cause, and the body will respond in a favorable manner.
Exactly. It's just like if someone say have diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. It's more all of these are dietary related, right?
Yeah.
So when you modify your your diet and your lifestyle, of course, then most of the times you can reverse all of this. It's funny.
I agree.
It's funny. I had a client came to me last summer. We're still working together, and she came to me. She was so upset because her doctor, she has a history of CKD, chronic kidney disease, stage 3. And her doctor told her that she's a ticking time bomb.
Oh, wow.
So she came because her labs weren't looking good. She's on the overweight side, and she's asking for her doctor for a plan, but doctors don't give you a diet plan really. So she didn't know what to do. Right?
Okay.
So she came to me very, very upset, and she very mad because her doctor told her she's not taking time. I'm like, who wants to really hear that? Like, right? So we work on personalizing her nutrition to meet her specific needs and to meet her kidney needs, because when you have chronic kidney disease, we have to be very specific with the amount of protein that you consume. I mean, in addition to, like, say, potassium and phosphorus and stuff like that, we have to be very, very specific. So we created a plan to meet our specific health need. And was it last week Friday? I believe last week Friday, not or recently. It's less than a week ago. She called me and she was so excited, and she was like, "I got good news," and she told me that, and her blood cholesterol was also, very high.
Okay.
I believe when we started, her blood cholesterol was about 280, and when she got the labs recently, it was 119.
Oh, nice.
So nutrition play a very, very important role. And our kidney regulated labs, they significantly improved. Nice. Like the BUN, the creatinine, they significantly start to trend in the right direction. Nice. So nutrition play a major role, and sometimes, people don't know, what to do when they have certain.
That's why you need nutritionists.
Exactly.
People like you
exactly.
Teach them.
And it can be very challenging for some people, but you just need that guidance. You need that support.
Okay.
But you can improve your health with diet and lifestyle.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes some people may need some medication to balance things out. I'm not gonna say, okay, don't take your medication. Some people do need their medication to, balance things out, or to before they may get to a certain place, right? So I'm not gonna say that it's not important, but diet and lifestyle play a very, very, very major role, especially when it comes to dietary related illnesses, and as I say, blood pressure, blood sugar, blood cholesterol. They're dietary related, and it's gonna be very hard to use just medication to fix something that is dietary related. If you have these issues and you're still eating poorly and taking medication, it's not gonna work. And I have another client that came to me recently, a male, and he started the GLP-1 and
to lose weight.
Yeah, to lose weight. Yeah. But before I believe currently he's on the Ozempic. But before the Ozempic, he was on another weight loss medication that wasn't providing any effects, so they switched to the Ozempic. But his lifestyle, he eats out every day. Yeah. He only gets around 4 hours of sleep. Oh, that's he doesn't exercise at all. Yeah, so exactly. So, and he has high blood cholesterol. He has he's pre-diabetic, and he has high blood pressure. Medication alone is not enough.
It's not. I think people know. They don't know exactly what to do, but they know that eating healthy and exercising is beneficial. The beauty of getting someone, a professional like you, is I may know I should eat well, but I don't want to. But if I go to you and you give me a prescription of what I should be eating, some recommendations, a diet, and so on, and what I should stay away from, and it's in front of me, I'm like, let me do it. Let me try it. Because now it's right there in front of me. I can touch it. I can see it. And I have someone telling me this is good, this is bad. And I think that's what a lot of people just need.
Right. And it's the accountability too. You need somebody to be working on you.
Yeah.
Because if you're left to yourself, you're not gonna get stuff done.
Not at all.
But when you have someone to keep you accountable, to make sure that you do the things that you're supposed to do, you're gonna do it, because you're gonna, like, you don't want to show up at the next session and then when I ask, Lamar, did you complete your food log?
My head goes down.
Did you practice portion control? Did you make sure that you drink adequate water? Did you make sure that you get adequate sleep?
Yeah.
You know that I'm going to ask you certain questions, and what are you going to tell me? No, 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 no.
So you're going to do it just so your nutritionist, dietetic technician is like, okay, you do. So, and it's beneficial for the client.
Right.
So it's kind of like having a trainer, having a personal trainer. You have someone who's be on top of you, like, okay, do this.
Right.
And you don't want to disappoint them, and you don't want to let yourself down.
Exactly. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I like that. So
right. And that's the feeling, like when you make sure that you get the things done, you feel happy about it.
Yes.
And that's how you kind of build confidence too, right? When you do the things that you promise yourself to do.
Definitely. I definitely agree. One final question, and I'm gonna play back this video and just listen to a lot of the nutrients and the stuff, because there's so many good things and so on. And like I said, I think we both agree that food can prevent a lot of issues.
It's medicine. So like, to be honest, food is medicine.
Definitely. One last question, and how do you feel about intermittent fasting / long extended water only diets? Yay or nay? What do you think?
It depends, right?
Okay.
On the health of the individual. It depends on, male versus female.
There's a difference, yes.
Because remember, fasting can be a very stressful thing, right?
It can be.
So, I mean, I know that fasting could be very good, right? Because especially when you hit, like, say, autophagy, and your body inside is like eating up the
bad cells and
the bad cells.
Yes.
Renewing your body, that's good, right? Yes. But is it for everybody? Maybe not. For female with hormonal imbalances, long-term fasting may not be the best thing, because you need nutrients to transport your nutrients, right?
Yes.
The signal, to send signals. So somebody that is diabetic, it may not be the best thing for them. So even though fasting could be a very good tool, it's not for everybody.
I heard that. I heard that fasting for women, they reach the best benefits around day 3, and after that they're not really getting as many benefits as a man may. Just do. Men and women are different.
Yeah, hormonal makeup is different. But for a woman, what I would say, instead of, or based on your health status, right?
Okay.
I would say try like time restricted eating first and see how that work.
Okay.
For example, you start eating at maybe 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and then 9 to 5 or 10 to 6, and you make your body rest and digest until the following day.
Yes.
Something like that. You do get benefits from that. When you fast for up to 12 hours, you do get health benefits also.
Definitely.
So you don't have to put your body through a lot of stress to get benefits. You really don't have to do that.
Yeah. Nice. Abby, I appreciate you being on the Smooth Force Fitness podcast.
My pleasure.
I'm definitely going through this to just I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna have a pen and paper writing down some of the foods that I should be eating. And because everyone wants to live a longer life and be healthy and so on, I recommend that everyone who is having difficulties with their weight or not sure what they should be consuming, they consult a nutritionist.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, it cuts out the stress.
Yes.
And it cuts out the what's the term?
Like the guessing.
The guessing. And nowadays there's insurance, like there's insurance. You could use your health insurance to see a registered dietitian.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. A lot of people
yeah. You have your health insurance. You utilize your health insurance.
You know what?
You can see a registered dietitian on a weekly basis if you have health insurance.
That's nice.
So there is no reason to be, struggling or guessing. And,
Mhm.
seeing a registered dietitian for some could be intimidated, but, you could find one that, that's culturally aware
Okay.
and sensitive,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's
So, yeah, you utilize your insurance, you know.
well said. Folks,
Yeah.
listen up. Do it. If you're having trouble with weight loss, weight gain, or something, and you're not seeing a nutritionist,
Yeah.
and you have health insurance,
use it.
what are you doing?
Yeah,
Go ahead and use it.
Definitely use the insurance.
That's it.
You're paying for it, right?
And it benefits you in the long. The insurance company is gonna pay less for you because it's preventative measures, preventative action.
Exactly. They do pay for preventative care.
Yes.
Some, as I said, you could get weekly support from a registered dietitian. Some of them it's monthly support, but either way, you can get access to care if you have health insurance and want to see a registered dietitian.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. Abby, I really appreciate you being on Smooth Forward Fitness Podcast.
Definitely my pleasure.
You gave some great information. I'm excited about just listening with a like I said, a pad and pen. I'm gonna write down all this stuff.
Sounds good.
Episode 6 of the Smooth Forest Fitness Podcast with Abby Walker. Great information. Everyone stay tuned. More to come.